Alright, gentlemen, different people have different problems. What can I say? I was just taking the metro, train, what do you call it? And yeah, my co-founder asked for more of these cars. And every day when I go to a train, because train is over there, as you can see, it's a railway. There's a Mercedes salon I have to go through every day, in and out. Sometimes I just try to not look at, because it's just, if you'd see it, once in a while, then it's kind of okay, you get hyped up. But after a long period of time, it gets annoying. And well, this is not something which is gonna happen pretty quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Okay, if I'm being real, day 431, trying to become a millionaire. We are, we hit a really big milestone, 430 days, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry for taking so long, because I don't really know. If you ever watch a video where I'm starting a video for, with such a long title, it's either because I have a really good news or I have not such a great news. And my mind is usually in a mess. And I don't know where to begin with. If you watched the vlog, which I recorded yesterday, you know that we had an interview in one company, American logistics company, and yeah, I'm getting back home from that place, from the office, basically. Thank God they did hire me, they did like me, okay? It's not like in the story of Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, who got fired from even KFC. Alhamdulillah, thank God this, like in my story, in my case, I am getting hired to a lot of places. It's just the wrong places, gentlemen, okay? Okay? You feel me? Just the places are a little wrong. I'm gonna film in another spot. Give me a second. It's a Maghrib time, I'm sorry. There's a lot of people on the streets for some reason. The main thing was that they told me 1 month of internship, which is understandable. It's not a job which you can do without any experience and any knowledge. But 1 month, okay? And for 12 hours, 6 days a week, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Okay? I was like, before I went to the interview, I knew that they're gonna work at night shift, because a friend of mine who I studied together with in college, he works over there. And I was like, okay, I mean, the guy is okay, guy is very gentle, and I knew that he is not sleeping at night because of his red eyes. He constantly had them. But the main thing which kind of made me really, really think is 1 month of internship with no pay. I would understand, like, week 2, because 12 hours a day. If I'm gonna buy a course, some kind of course, and I'm gonna be learning for 2 hours, every day, I'm gonna finish that same course in like freaking damn a very short period of time, gentlemen. My programming course was like, 2 hours, 3 days in a week. It's like 6 hours, okay? Yeah, it would make sense to make this internship a lot shorter. But here we are. We have what we have, gentlemen. I can't say that make this internships, shorter, or pay me for the period of the internship. And I called my mom, and I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting her to be on my side. Okay, but she was on my side, alhamdulillah. And she said me, we're gonna find something else. The main thing for her, which is interesting, was the fact that I'm gonna be working at a night shift. But for me, after I had this sales job, I had, remember that one? Okay, I was like, I don't care if I'm gonna be working at a night shift. The only thing is, we have a limited time to make the money to go to Malaysia. We don't have endless amount of time. And yeah, you might say, Sanjar, we're wasting time. And this is the thing which is kind of, I'm also thinking about, I'm not here to waste my time. Otherwise, I would not go to those interviews at all. I hope you will understand, or at least try to understand. Shitty. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're back at home. Sorry for recording. What a messy video. Because the video is a representation of my mind, really, in that moment. Because when you get out of that interview, have such a wave of thoughts and all kinds of thoughts all at the same time. It's kind of like, shit, it's kind of like breaking up with a girl, you have all kinds of thoughts. You have thoughts of, I'm the G, and I will, whatever. I'm not gonna get into the, I think a plan I have right now. I'm gonna, okay, right before I started recording this part of the video, one of the jobs I have applied, oh my god, a week or 2 weeks ago, replied me back and said, yeah, the vacancy is still open. Are you okay with the location and the hours, basically, and it's crazy hours, kind of. But if they're not lying, it's 9 a.m. till 9 p.m., but 2 days of work, 2 days of rest, 2 days of work and 2 days of rest. I don't know who works like that. Maybe they just want 24/7 call center. But hey, 300 USD fix. That was a huge relief before I started recording this part of the video, alhamdulillah, because it's one thing when you say that I'm gonna find a job, and it's another thing when you have at least something in your mind. You're like, okay, I will go here, I will do this, I will do that, at least understanding what you're gonna be doing, all right? And there's two sides of me right now. Kind of, if you divide me into two pieces, one of them wants to go for online, Facebook groups, anywhere, try to find appointment settings / sales job, preferably with some kind of fixed pay, $200, really, it's not a crazy amount, right? You just, $200, $500, I'm not asking for $1,000, right? I think we can find some kind of coaches online who will need this service and can pay this much money. What else do we got? Yeah, the one side of me wants to go for online. I want to apply for online jobs, any online job, basically, virtual assistant, whatever you call it. Yeah, basically, cold outreach doing for them. And if I'm gonna be getting paid, $8 an hour, and I'm gonna be doing that cold outreach for them because they hate to do it, right? I think I can take it, whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry for being this low energy because I'm hungry. Yeah, but this is one side of me: online, appointment settings, sales, and I also have one vacancy in my saved notes. sales job, 500 USD a month, but remote. Actually, I have 2 or 3, and I think if I'm gonna apply for more jobs, um, I think I can find even more. The another side of me is a very interesting one. This is the guy who wants to go for any job. Because I am smart enough to understand that the jobs like this one, American logistics company, you can't do without any knowledge slash experience. You can't really work in that sphere. You can't, they can't just handle you a computer, a headphones, and tell you work. Okay, they have to, like, you have no idea about what you're doing, right? And what you have to do. And there should be some kind of teaching. Although, as I said before, 12 hours every day for 30 days is not worth it. It's too long, I would understand if the internship would be like, I'm saying it as a information, gentlemen, don't get me wrong. The main obstacle is the fact that I'm working for entire months without pay. But just as an information, because one of the sales job I applied for back in the day was a course selling platform for American logistics, and it costed like $1,000, right? And it was only like 2 months in long, 2 months in length, right? So in total it was like 70 hours, 60 to 70 hours in total. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a very, very short thing. It's not coding. It's not coding. It's not SMMA. It's not marketing. It's easier than all of them. Okay, I think if you're gonna be doing like 2 hours, 6 days a week or 5 days a week, you can complete this entire course of 70 hours in like 2 months. 3 months in max. But I'm spending 12 hours here. So it would make sense to, 12 hours, like something I would learn in 6 days to learn in 1 day, right? What can I say? It's kind of wrong that they're, even if they would say 2 weeks, I would say okay. 1 week I would be fine, whatever. Months was too much for me. Yeah, by the way, getting back to what I was saying, I want, remember my first ever day job I worked in was a place where you kind of copy documents and just, printing agency basically. You print documents, you copy make some copies, right? That was a printing agency. That guy taught me how to print some things and copy some stuff in like freaking 2 hours on Sunday, and told me your first day is Monday, start working. And that's the kind of relationship I want to have with job, right? This is a low skill job, kind of. You have to at least understand how to use a computer. Some people don't understand it, but in my case I did. So the idea is to go for this kind of low-level jobs, which are not as hard as freaking them American logistics or programming or SMMA, because they do really require some kind of skill set to be acquired before you start working. I can understand those points, all right? I'm fine, I clearly can see things through, although with some nuances. And this is the reason why I'm saying maybe I should go for some kind of like, there's some clothing stores which need staff to put the clothes on the shelf, make them look good, like, just yeah, basically, I don't really want to go for as low as supermarkets where you put the fruits and vegetables on place, you know. But I remember applying for a clothing store to work in, and if I'm right, they even accepted me. I remember applying for a hotel reception, which is even better than both of them. So yeah, this kind of jobs, which, you know, hotel reception, you kind of, it's not like, you know, crazy whatever, right? You know, people come in, they need a room, they pay, you give them the keys, and it just keeps rolling from there on. You know, it's not like, you know, crazy whatever, crazy hard. Same with the clothing store, you just have to understand some nuances, but from there you're kind of good to go. This kind of low skill but also low paid, I'm sorry, unfortunately, jobs, gentlemen. But I have a hope, alhamdulillah. I first want to try and see what is gonna happen with the online sphere, because, you know, I have seen some posts on Facebook groups where some people are ready to pay $1,000 a month fix for an appointment setter, and I was shocked to see that numbers. Okay. Okay, let's see what is gonna happen, gentlemen. Let's see. Bye bye.